We about to let y'all know how we rep the Cowboys out here in the DMV.
What up, Cowboys Nation? It's your boy John G, headed to work. As you guys can see, I haven't tied up the tie too tight yet, but it's Wednesday. I told you guys I would get you the scouting report on the Detroit Lions. And, you know, I had to kind of think about pretty much looking at the Lions on Sunday night. They looked really good. They played a really good football game. But then I had to really think about it. You look at their previous two games before that, they lost to the 49ers 30-27, and then they pretty much got crushed by the Jets on the Monday night opener. So what I had to think about was, what type of a team are the Detroit Lions? Now, when you got teams that seem to be bad, they don't show up. But you get a Super Bowl caliber contender to come in, and all of a sudden the energy shifts and they come into play. Guys, I gotta let you know, teams like that are bad football teams. If you have to play up to the level of competition, you're not a good football team. That's the sign of an 8-8 team. But being that our team isn't very much better, and we haven't put together any type of game against anybody, really, we really have no margin for error here. The Cowboys have to come out for this game. They have to play fast. The things that I do know about the Detroit Lions that you're always going to know, they're always going to come after the quarterback. They average about 3.3 sacks a game. Their pass defense, they've only given up 456 passing yards, so they're a really good passing defense. But the one thing that I do know about the Detroit Lions is that they're going to give you more opportunities by turning the ball over. Matt Stafford has 5 picks. Now, Matt Stafford, I will say this. Against the 49ers, he showed up, but against the Jets, he didn't. And I think he kind of played pedestrian against the Patriots, in my opinion. Because Kerryon Johnson had a really good game against the Patriots. And that's one thing that we have to be aware of. I think the first thing that we need to do is stop the run. We can't give Kerryon Johnson and the Detroit Lions we can't give them any confidence that they can run the ball early. And it's going to be tough because I'm just going to assume that Sean Lee is out. I think that he's out for a couple of weeks. So Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Smith are going to have to step up. Our defensive line, we can't afford another performance like last week against Seattle. And I think it'll be a little different because I think that when you have a Russell Wilson and you're trying to keep him contained and keep him in the pocket and not allow him to beat you with his legs and throws down the field, you have to rush cautiously. I think with Matthew Stafford, although he has some mobility, you can rush him a little bit different. You can rush him the same as you were able to rush Eli Manning. A little bit more like Eli Manning and less like Cam Newton and Russell Wilson. So I think the defensive line will be better this week. And we will have to be, because Detroit just had their first 100-yard rusher in God knows how long. And so they're going to be looking to stick with that because that's their formula of success so far this year. Offensively, the Cowboys, I'm going to stick to defense. The Cowboys can't allow guys like Galladay and Golden Tate to dictate what they're going to do to our DBs. I think our DBs have played pretty solid as of late. I think our safety position, Jeff Heath has played well. Kayvon Frazier struggled a little bit. He struggled a little bit in that Seattle game. Xavier Woods, I really couldn't tell the difference with him being on the field as if when he was out. So the Cowboys, I think that where Detroit is going to try to attack the Cowboys are in between the hashes with the slots. Guys trying to put our safeties in positions to where they're in mismatches. That's what I would do if I was the offensive coordinator. And I would try and, establish the run. So the Cowboys have to stop the run, and they have to make sure that they are communicating, because that's where the breakdowns happened in the Seattle game. It looked like there wasn't as much communication, and maybe that had to do with crowd noise or whatever. But the Cowboys are going to have to figure that out on the back end. Offensively, the Cowboys just have to find a way to run the ball. And it's going to be the same scouting report as I give every week, because they don't follow it. They come out, they have a whole bunch of power formations, fullback, tight bunch, receivers come in tight, tight ends, double tight ends, 12 personnel, all of that type of stuff. and we try and run the football like we are the line from 2016, 2015, and 2014. The line is not the same. We're not as healthy. So I don't know why we just don't change the philosophy. But as you saw in the Giants game, you saw it in spells against the Carolina Panthers, and you saw it against the Seattle Seahawks later on in the game. Where we're playing fast, we're playing loose, we use the RPO. When we have 4 receivers on the field and we're using motions and stuff like that, when we're playing fast and we're allowing Dak an opportunity to use the whole field, to not allow the defense to rotate and get linebackers on the field, when we're running against the nickel, we can run the ball against anybody. It doesn't matter. But when you try this power bullshit that they bring every week, it's not as effective. Ezekiel Elliott is at 5.7 yards a carry, but you see the difference in when we're trying to hammer the ball down teams' throat right through the middle. It's just not working, guys. It's just not working. It's not working. We don't have that line. This is not Emmitt Smith, and this is not Emmitt Smith in that line where you can show them where you're going and we're just going to plow through. It's just not that type of line. And as far as the sacks on Dak, I personally believe that Dak Prescott his clock has to be a little bit faster. I saw a drive. I watched Tony Romo's last drive against the Eagles. And the biggest thing that I saw between Tony and Dak is that Tony always knew where the check down was and how to get it to the check down. Like, he's not sitting back there for 5, 6, 7 seconds. Sometimes he would, but it just seems like Dak is dependent on 5 to 6, 7 seconds down the field. And he's not getting in his drop fast enough. So really, Dak, but when he steps into his throws, when he gets his feet set, when he gets back there into his drop, he delivers lasers. The guy has to get his feet together. And he has to get his clock together in order for this offense to succeed. But I believe that if we play fast and loose, you put in innovative plays with Tavon Austin, you got to get Tavon Austin on the field because he's making plays. He made one bad play where he went backwards, but you got to get Tavon Austin on the field. This receivers by committee thing is just not working. My man Foot said it in his 5 things about the Cowboys, I believe. The receivers by committee are not working. You got to get guys on the field that are making plays. And Tavon Austin has scored 2 touchdowns for us. Get him on the damn field. We're averaging 13 points a game. That means he's averaging damn near half of our touchdowns. Get him on the field, man. Straight up. That's all I really got, man. We just have to execute this week. There's not too much of, oh, this depth chart, they have this guy here, they have this guy there. When you're playing with your back against the wall and you're looking at either 2-2 or 1-3, you just have to go out there and execute. There's nothing else to be said. But that's all I got, man. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell each time I come out with content. Let me know what you guys want me to talk about. And hopefully this week I will be at Mark's house. I wasn't feeling under the weather on Sunday, as you guys know, but I will be back. All right, guys. Peace.
JG about to let y'all know how we rap the Cowboys out here in the DMV.